Ladies and gentlemen, I want to play for you a video here, and I want you to be keen enough to make some observations from that video. Early in the day, there were also rather some rumors that Kibera rally will be postponed, but according to what we've gathered, the rally is going to be held. Contrary to the reports that had emerged that rally could be postponed. I think what was causing that was the fact that Raila had not arrived in the country, even by Saturday. By Saturday evening, he had not arrived. We are yet to confirm. There is a likelihood that he might touch down tomorrow in the morning, or even if he's not going to be there, the rally is going to continue. I have seen some posters then in social media, and even in other leaders, Aladwa calling on Kenyans, or rather on Azimio supporters, to attend the said rally. Raila Odinga, I analyzed here that there are some things that needed to be done, and it needed to take shape. There is a question that people have been asking. Is it about democracy or criticizing what UDA is doing wrong? The answer is here. Can you watch this video?
Sisi tunasema na tutarudia kwamba safari ambayo tumeianza leo, kuna wale ambao tunajua kwamba watatutafuta, labda tutakuwa jela. But we want to say it. People are telling us that the elections are over and we shall move on. We are not moving on until justice is done to the person who won that election. We are not moving anywhere. We shall only move when justice is done. As I finish, nataka kusema namna hii. Ndugu zangu, dada zangu, safari ya ukombozi itawacha wengine ndani, itawacha wengine wakiwa wamekufa. Mimi kama kiongozi John Mkoya, siogopi kifo, siogopi jela. Nikienda jela, wenye mtabaki. Nikikufa, mtaendelea na nchi. We want to tell them, as we sit here, we are even being threatened. But that threat, we are saying, justice in election must be there and has to be there. Justice in election must be there and has to be there.
What are some of the observations you can make from that video? Because in that movement, it's called a movement for democracy, for defense of democracy, MDD, I think, yes, it's MDD, Movement for Defense of Democracy. It was launched in Kibera. It was launched today, day before the Kibera Kamkunji rally. And there's something there are some observations I want you to make. Those who are there are young people, young leaders, those who are there. Number two, look at that kind of a regalia that resembles uniformed, like the ones that normally used by the guys in the security sector. Even though I remember, was it Junet Mohammed and Hassan JOHO during campaigns also had that bit of that regalia, and hii yenye nani anapenda kuvaa, Bobi Wine anapenda kuvaa. They're trying to envision it, and from that, it's a bit of a replica of the resist movement that was being led by Meguna in 2017. So in 2017 we had the resist. Now in 2022 we seem to be having movement for defense of democracy. If you look at that video, you're not seeing Raila there, you're not seeing Kalonzo there, you're not seeing Martha Karua, you're not seeing the senior leaders there, senior Azimio, ranking members of Azimio there. It's actually being led by the young people. Very strong indication, and I want to interpret that move or what could be behind formation of that movement. Raila Odinga realized that after that general election, of course, leaders are very, I don't say selfish, but they're very strategic in pushing different interests. And so, because people now started pursuing different interests, he was left alone. You cannot see the Hassan Johos of now. I'm told they want to form their own party or they want to vie in future. You cannot see the Sabine Cheges. They are out, back in government. You can not see quite a number of leaders. And even within ODM party, there's some ranking members like Mbadi, Opondo Kaluma, the Homa Bay team, Mbadi, Opondo Kaluma. They're not seen. Even Kisumu senator, even Nairobi senator have not been so much active. And Raila seems to have been left alone. So when such a movement is created, he seems to be now trying to brand himself and getting youths around him. This group is going to be a threat to the old boys, to the big boys that are now staying at home and watching TVs as Raila is going to hold the rallies. Now this is it. Raila is trying to consolidate a youth-led movement that can eclipse, parallel, or rival the hustler movement that never materialized. Ruto campaigned on a hustler movement, a movement of class between those who don't have and those who have. And that's how he premised, he anchored his campaign on elevating the lives of those, they said, hustlers. Now, with this movement, we seem to be putting our campaigns to, not our campaigns, but trying to brand the youths around Raila Odinga as defenders of democracy. What are we saying? That in the next election, we are likely to get a euphoria, to build a euphoria about the quest for democracy, that not yet democracy. Because the question of economy, I've realized that I think a leader should not even poster before people on the question of economic recovery, because it's not an overnight, not something you can solve. In fact, you're just going to lie to Kenyans. There's a joke here that we cannot fix our economy by going to pray in the mountains or holding prayers. Prayers for economy, prayers for drug abuse, prayers for this, prayers for that. We cannot solve. So on the question of economy, the economic revolution aspect, I think, lacks the spark. It lacks the spark. What have the spark is more into that democracy. Now, looking at this, Raila has chosen the path, the democracy path, not the opposition path. I know, or criticizing government. My good friend Ruben Kigame did a tweet. I wish I can get that tweet for you. I just checked. He had a tweet, Ruben Kigame. Ruben Kigame, yes. He was talking about Raila Odinga's rallies, and he seems to be having something that he was talking about. I want us to look at it if I'll be in a position to get it, because I wanted to quote it. Now, what he was simply saying there is that Raila should choose between the quest for democracy or talking about the cost of living. Now, that answer is there. Raila has chosen the democracy path. This will be a movement that, according to me, will replace Azimio. Azimio is a bit depleted, and Raila is very cagey about its strength, or rather making it very strong, because this is where the documents of power sharing deals and documents of 2022 are going to arise. The ghosts of 2022 are going to arise. And when you get this movement, maybe he can try to campaign this time round on, or maybe the person who's going to campaign might campaign on that ground. Ruto tried it on that Hustlers was a dynasty. He tried it, but the tail end of his campaign, he had to go for Amason Kingis and Salem Davadis and make them tribal cocoons, and so that he would make the crack. He tried it, by the way, but he realized no. When kina Raila walikuwa najipanga huko na Uhuru, he realized hawa watu wataniosha. So he went that way. I support this because it will attract non-political players into it. Civil society organizations in democracy. When you have a body that is organized, when you organize, you also get attention. You also get media attention. You can call press briefings, and apart from that of Azimio Secretariat, if it's going to run, or Raila doing a secretariat, this would also get leverage. They can also get some airtime in the media when it becomes something that is very serious. Because I saw Gaucho when he was arrested. Jimmy Wanjigi sent the lawyers there. Raila sent Pikiponki, but I also realized that later on, Jimmy Wanjigi was with Gaucho celebrating Gaucho's birthday. So it's highly possible that it can be well oiled by other people that are interested into the matters democracy. Let's meet in Jacaranda tomorrow, guys. Let's meet in Jacaranda. Not Jacaranda, Kamkunji, Kibera.